This is Pastor David's Daily Bread Guide message. Today's chapter, 1 Kings 15, the importance of family background. The chapter can be divided into 4, verses 1 to 8. Abijah reigned for 3 years. Verse 9 to 15, Asa reigned for 41 years. Verse 16 to 24, the mistake of Asa. Verse 25 to 34, the king's story of North Israel. Today's chapter gives us the lesson on how important it is to have the historical understanding about Christianity, about the Bible. And this understanding gives us the key message that the relationship with God decides on the success or the failure of our life. Let's dive into the passages. Verse 1 to 8. Abijah, king of Judah, reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. Why did he only reign for 3 years? Because he did not follow the way of King David. And verse 2 says, his mother's name was Maacah, and she's the one who made the Asherah pole and worshipped her. And it gives us how important it is to have the right family background. So Abijah was reigned by the mother who worshipped the idols. However, if you go to verse 9 to 15, there is another king named Asa, who is the brother of Abijah, which means Asa is the son of Maacah, the idol worshipper. Asa reigned Judah for 41 years, while Abijah reigned only for 3 years. So why do they have different life? Because Asa worshipped God, and he followed the way of King David. Let's look at verse 11. Asa did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, as his father David had done. In verse 12, he expelled the male Syrian prostitutes from the land and got rid of all the idols his ancestors had made. Verse 13, he even disposed his grandmother Maacah from her position as queen mother, because she had made a repulsive image for the worship of Asherah. Asa cut it down and burned it in the Kidron Valley. So he followed God as his father David had done, and he removed the sins, he removed the idols of the land, and he even cut down the mother from the queen. However, verse 14, although he did not remove the high places, but Asa's heart was fully committed to the Lord all his life. So he's the one whose heart was fully committed to God and who revered God. Verse 16 to 24, at the end of his reign, he became arrogant and he sinned against God. So again, what decides the life of people is whether they revere God or not. So this is the standard. verse 25 to 34 is the story of kings. And there are different kings, including Nadab, and who only reigned for 2 years. Why? Because he did not follow the way of David. So there is the comparison between Judah and Israel. So Judah, where David first reigned, is king. And for 350 years, the David's king family continued. And why? Because God made the covenant of David that I will let your descendants become the king of Judah. And there was no coup in between. And David had his sons, descendants, to become the king for 350 years. How about Israel? For 200 years, there was coup, and there are all different 9 king families. So why is this difference happening? Because there are people, David, who followed the way of God, while others who did not revere God. To wrap up today's message, to live in the blessing of God, we need to have the heart of David. And one more thing is that we have to hold the understanding about the historical Christianity. We need to get lessons from the history written in the Bible. And as we have this understanding that if we revere God, we will be blessed. And this is the only standard we have to keep in mind. Revere God. Please God. So I bless you to have this understanding and pass it on to your children. God bless you.